Okay, folks, I think we'll get started here. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for today's Winter 2023 College Essentials Q&A webinar. We are so excited to have you join us this morning and to welcome you to the Algonquin College community. My name is Samantha and I'll be hosting this webinar today. So before we get started, we're just going to go over a few housekeeping items. This webinar is being recorded and will be available for you to watch on the AC Hub on-demand webpage in the coming days. And we'll share a link to that in the chat now for your reference. This webinar is equipped with closed captioning if you need it. To turn on closed captioning, please select the CC icon along the bottom of your Zoom toolbar. And we encourage you to engage with your college community throughout this webinar today. You can post in the chat and speak to everyone else in the chat, but please refrain from sharing any personal information such as your student ID number or your SIN number, home address, that kind of stuff. And please act respectfully when engaging in the chat. We also encourage you to ask lots of questions. If you have a question, please post it into the Q&A tab, which can be found along the bottom of your Zoom toolbar. And our college experts will answer your questions through there. Please refrain from asking any very personal questions that are very distinct to your circumstances or that include any personal details such as your student ID number. Okay, so let's quickly take a look at the agenda before I hand the floor over to our college experts. As you can see, we're going to move through things quite quickly, but we will leave a good amount of time at the end for questions. Please remember to post all of your questions into the Q&A tab, and our college experts will answer them through there. Okay, folks, so we're going to get started now, and I'm going to start by handing the floor over to our first college expert, Kelly Singer from Student Support Services.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Algonquin. I'm so excited to have you. So yeah, as Sam said, I'm Kelly Singer. I am the AC Hub Coordinator and Student Services Marketing Officer, and I'm housed within the amazing area of Student Support Services. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of a breakdown of what we're all about. So we're here to support you throughout your whole college journey. You know, you might not need us right now, but maybe later on. And I just want to make sure that you're kind of aware of everything that we have to offer for you. So if we could just go to the next slide, Sam, sorry. So we kind of have two key pillars here. So we have the student health and wellness and student success. So health and wellness, the kind of key categories are Center for Accessible Learning, counseling services. I'm going to go through those in a bit more detail. I know we have an expert from health services here, but they also fall under us. Also the Mammadosuin Center, that's a really great resource for our Indigenous students, but also for the college as a whole. They provide coaching and support. We've also got an Indigenous counselor as well. And there's a great spot on campus on the first floor of the student commons. And they've got kind of I think they've got a kitchenette, a student lounge, and just a place for you to hang out in. And then the student health and wellness zone, so that's another great space. That's on the third floor of the student commons. And it kind of houses our umbrella project, which is all about substance abuse, and Project Lighthouse, which is about sexual violence and prevention. We also host some group counseling stuff in there as well. So that's a great place to hang out. We've got a lot of fun events there. And then the Welcome Center, that's your kind of one-stop shop for all things student support services. So if you have any questions ever, they're your go-to there. And they do the bookings for the Center for Accessible Learning and Counseling Services as well. And then the next kind of key pillar is student success. So Aspire AC will go through that in a bit more detail. Student Learning Center will go through that. AC Hub, obviously, is a love of mine. We're all about student engagement and getting you engaged outside of the classroom. So a ton of fun events there. I know we'll be putting in some information there. The library will go through that. Test Center. So if you need any kind of admissions assessments, anything that you're missing there, or accessibility testing as well, you can do that. The Volunteer Center, another favorite of mine. It's a great way to get engaged as well. They do a lot of different volunteering opportunities that you can add to a co-curricular record as well. And then the Office of Ombudsman. So if ever you're struggling or with conflict or anything between the college and yourself, they're a great third party there that can help you kind of have that conversation between the two sides. So it's a great resource too. And then just next slide, please, Sam. Yeah, so the library, it's a beautiful space. If you guys have gone on a tour, you've probably seen it. It's stunning. So it's located on the 3rd floor of the Dare District. So definitely a place to go to. It says here, diverse study spaces, research databases, reference collections. They've got everything in there. So definitely go hang out there. And then kind of a key piece of that is the Student Learning Center as well. So that's located on the 2nd floor of the Dare District. So peer tutoring, that's one-on-one support. With a tutor, for specific classes, academic coaching, the presentation studio. If you want to go practice a presentation you have to do in your classroom, that kind of thing, you can do that there. And tons of workshops that happen. Next slide, please. Center for Accessible Learning. So this is such a great one as well. If ever you need any academic accommodations, if you have any visible disabilities or invisible disabilities, you can do that through the Center for Accessible Learning. You do need to self-identify at the start of the term though. So make sure you do connect with that team. You'll need to bring your letter of accommodation and they'll kind of work with you for there. We've got an intake officer that can really support you. So you could do that at the 3rd floor of the Student Commons and make that booking through the Welcome Center. And then kind of all this stuff that they have here available to you. So assistive technology, testing services, if you need a special room for a quiet space, and all kind of different opportunities for you there. And then next slide, please. Counseling services. So yeah, really great. If they kind of fall through 3 different streams. So career counseling, mental health counseling, academic counseling. So, throughout your journey, you might be struggling with different things. Maybe at, the end of your program, you're wondering, oh, what's next for me? I don't know. Maybe I'll go in and get some career help there. I'm struggling with some mental health. There's a lot of stress. I just need someone to talk to. They're great. They have appointments available daily. So you can just connect with the Welcome Center and they'll be able to book something in for you. So really they have everything from, relationship health to academic stress to study skills supports. They offer a wide range here. You can see that here, but never hesitate to reach out to them. They're such a great team, and I do know them and they're lovely. So definitely if you need some help or you're struggling with something, connect with them for sure. And next slide. So Aspire AC, so I keep saying it's a great program. This is another great program. So, if you're struggling with that transition from high school to college, you're new here, you don't know what's going on, and you want to thrive and you want to do really well, but you're just kind of struggling. Aspire AC is a great resource too. So they offer, student mentors, job coaching, student navigators. We've got a great student navigator program that can support you. So yeah, they're another great resource. So they're located on the 3rd floor of the Student Commons. But yeah, just another opportunity for you there. And I think that's all I have time for today. I know we've got a big team here. So thanks. And if you guys have any questions, just pop them into the chat and we can help you there.
Okay, thank you so much, Kelly. Next up, we have Isha from Information Technology Services.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Algonquin College. Today, I'm going to cover a few important information related to ITS, which will help you to start your this semester and next week smoothly. Next slide, please. So first thing first, how to retrieve your network account credentials. Once your registration is completed, you will get your student number, and with the help of your student number, you can log into Access, that is Algonquin College Student Information System. To log into Access, go to access.algonquincollege.com. It will prompt for your student number and your date of birth if you are trying to log in for the first time. Once you will enter your date of birth, you'll prompt it to create a password and a security question. Once that is done, you will be able to log into Access. If you are a returning student, you can just enter the password which you created, or if you don't remember your password, then just contact ITS and we will help you to reset it. Once you are logged in on the main page of Access, left-hand side top under Accounts, you can click on Network Account Information and you can view your network account credentials. Next slide, please. With the help of your network credentials, you can log into almost all the applications like Brightspace, Student Email, Office 365, OneDrive, Digital Resources, VPN, Adobe Creative Cloud. There are few applications which are not available off campus without VPN. Those applications are Network Drive, Program-Specific Storage, Peer Tutoring, Student Printing, Apps Anywhere. Next slide, please. Apps Anywhere, it is very important application. Apps Anywhere, it's like App Store for Algonquin College for students. You can find all your software related to your courses. To know more about Apps Anywhere, you can go to algonquincollege.com/BYOD/Apps Anywhere. Next slide, please. On this slide, we have a lot of important links. To know more about Microsoft Authenticator app, you can go to this link. You can visit IT's knowledge base. You will find solution of all your hardware and software related issues once you'll go to IT's storage, IT's knowledge base. And if you're still not able to find any solution, you can just contact ITS. You can, on your Brightspace, you can go to Brightspace Essential course. This course will give you overview of Brightspace, how Brightspace works, how where you can find your course content, where you'll find your assignments. Next whole week, ITS is running a drop-in session in C and E building. So you can just come to our ITS booth and we will help you with your network account, Wi-Fi, access related issues. Next slide, please. So ITS Help Desk is available Monday to Friday, 8 to 8 and Saturday, 8 to 4. You can also send us an email. Our email ID is 5555@algonquincollege.com, or you can give us a call. Our extension is 5555. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Isha. Next up, we have Ashley from the Registrar's Office.
Hi, Sam. Thank you. As you mentioned, my name's Ashley and I work in the Registrar's Office. We're located in the in C building in the basement. Next slide, please. So today I'll tell you a little bit some of the key functions that Access can do for students. Access is your student portal, which you can access as soon as you have a student number. Next slide, please. So Access is really your one-stop shop, and it's a key tool for students as it allows you to make any changes and find much of the information that you would actually call or come visit us in the Registrar's Office to find. So the first thing that you can do in Access is defer your fees. Basically, this is a step that's for new and returning domestic students. Unfortunately, right now it's not available for international students, as international students need to pay their deposit payment. But if you've applied to OSAP, you can defer your fees so that you don't have to pay your $500 tuition deposit. And then usually this allows your tuition to be due 21 days after your start of term. So it gives OSAP a chance to pay your tuition for you. Next slide, please. Once you've deferred your fees and you're officially registered, you can view your timetable in Access. It's always better to view your timetable as soon as you get it. So if there's any changes that you'd like to make before your program starts, you can always contact your coordinator or use the drop add transfer function. Next slide, please. So the drop add transfer function allows you to make any changes that you need to make to your timetable. If for whatever reason you're using this function and it's not working for you, as I mentioned, just contact your program coordinator and they can always make the adjustment for you. Next slide, please. You can also print any payment receipts. So this tab allows you to print them, and if you've any payment that you've made to Algonquin College, the receipt will be available here for you. This is especially useful for students who've had their tuition paid by their employer. A lot of the times their employer will need the receipt, so this is a great option for you to use for them. Next slide, please. So the print letters, this is really useful for students. Once you've been registered, you can generate your enrollment letter. Again, it's very useful for students who need to provide this information to their banks to access their RESP funds. You can also print a fee breakdown letter. So it will be broken down semester by semester for you to review. And lastly, you can also print your transcript verification letter. This letter is for those students who need to provide a third-party copy of their transcript from Access. They can also attach this letter with it, so it's confirmation of validity. Next slide. So basically, if you are trying to sign into Access, if you're a returning student and you're not remembering your password, just select the forgot your password. It'll prompt for a few other questions. And if for whatever reason you're not able to sign in, you can either contact the registrar's office or ITS, and they'll help reset that. And next slide, please. Profile update. So it's really important to keep your information up to date, especially if you're close to graduating, as this is the address that we would be using to send out your credential. And it's just also, if you call into the registrar's office, a lot of the times we are gonna ask some security questions. So it's good to have this information up to date. Next slide, please. So transfer of credit / exemptions. So basically students can use credits from other institutions and they can transfer over to Algonquin. So this is really where you would put in your request to have that done. Also, if you've finished another program within Algonquin, you can use those credits, for example, like your gen eds, and allow them to be transferred into your new program. Next slide. Here's just a useful link. It's just an Access how-to. And there's also an academic calendar. I think this is really great for students because you can see when your tuition will be due, just some key important dates here in the academic calendar. And then again, just another link on how to contact us. Next slide. I think that's it.
Okay, thanks so much, Ashley. Next up, we're going to hear from Megan from Campus Services.
Thanks, Sam. Hi, everyone. My name's Megan. I'm going to tell you all about Campus Services. We cover a variety of areas under Campus Services. So today's presentation will be a little bit about each area. Next slide, please. So the phrase at the bottom is how we like to remember our services: eat, shop, print, park, live. So Campus Services includes food and conference services. We have 7 locations around campus. Retail, which includes Connections, which is the background of my screen here, all of your AC apparel and all of your course materials. Print services, we have printer fleets around campus, as well as the print shop in-house in Connections. Parking, lockers, and card services, and then residence. Next slide, please. So I'll start with the card services. The first step to getting your AC card and UPass, if you're eligible for the UPass, is to upload your photo in online. We are no longer taking in-person photos, so this step is really important. If you haven't already done that, please do so. And then once your photo is approved, you'll be asked to book an appointment. And this is so that we can help control lines and traffic as AC Day 1 and the first couple days of the term will be the busiest. So please submit your photo as soon as you can. The UPass is the Universal Transit Pass, so that allows you access on all OC Transpo buses in Ottawa, STO buses in Gatineau, and LRT trains in Ottawa. And you just tap it at the pay fare when you're getting on the bus or on the train. It's very simple to use. Unlimited trips between January, and then it expires at the end of April. The AC card is your student card that has a variety of functions on campus. You'll need it for printing. You need it to access specific labs tabs. If you get a meal plan, you'll need your AC card for that. You need it to borrow things from the library. So it's just a good idea to have one on campus for all of those services. And you can find more information on our website. Next slide, please. So food services, everyone loves to eat and loves to know what's the best thing to eat. We're really excited to have all of our 7 locations open this winter, including Booster Juice, Tim Hortons, and then our other locations, The Fix, Tim Hortons, oh, sorry, I said that one. Portable Feast, Bits and Bites. The Marketplace Food Court is sort of the main cafeteria, and then the 35th Street Market Cafe in Residence. So if you do choose to get a meal plan, you can use the meal plan at all 7 of these locations and the Students Association food locations as well. So it's great, and you can just eat anywhere on campus. And as you can see by the buildings listed here, wherever you are on campus, there's always food close by. Next slide, please. So next we have Connections, the campus store. So first I'll start with the AC apparel. Of course, we have all the swag. We do have a deal going on from now until the end of next week. You can get an AC toque for $11.99 as like a welcome to school promo. And then the store is also where you would get all your course materials. You can shop either in person or online. It's up to you. We are open today and this week, regular hours, 8:30 to 4:30, I believe. So Booklist is your personalized list of course materials based on your timetable. So you'll need your AC network login info in order to log in. And that's for people at the Ottawa, Perth, and Pembroke campuses. And then those who are AC online students, on the campus store website, there's a search by course function. So you would just take the course code from your timetable, input it there, and then you'll find your resources that way. So again, you can shop in person with us or online. You can also do click and collect where you order and then come pick it up. There's a variety of options and all the information is on our website. Next slide, please. Next, we have printing on campus. So as I mentioned, you do need your student card to release prints on campus. So the winter print balances are now live. You should be able to access them as long as you have your student card. We recommend installing mobility print on your device. There are how-tos and instructions on our website, depending on what kind of device you have, iOS, Android, Mac, or Windows. They're all a little bit different, but that mobility print software allows you to send documents directly to print from your device, and then you just need your card to release your print, and there's a $10 credit that's allotted to students throughout the term. And if you run out, you can always top up at any time online through our website. Next slide, please. So parking at the Ottawa campus, we have a variety of options. There's annual permits, monthly permits, daily rates, and multi-packs. So if you're looking for a permit and the lot that you want is waitlisted, please join the waitlist. Our parking team is releasing permits as they become available as much as we can this term. There's sort of 2 ways to pay for parking. The permits are through the parking website. And then if you're doing daily rates or multi-packs, those are on the Honk mobile app. And the Honk mobile app is really great because you can add extra time if needed. Let's say you plan to be 2 hours and then you're actually going to be 5 hours on campus. You can just add time directly from your phone without having to physically go up to your car. And for all parking, they register your license plate in your vehicle. So there's no physical permit. Once you've paid either on the app or online, you should be good to go. And you can find the rates and more information over on our website as well. Next slide, please. Lockers. I was surprised yesterday we got a lot of questions about lockers at the AC Start event yesterday. So they are available on Access under your account locker assignment, I believe. And there are also how-to videos over on our website. The cost is $20.35 per term. What I was suggesting to folks yesterday at the event, if you're not sure which building to get your locker in, I would suggest going through the first week of class, see how it goes, and then see what fits for you. There are 2 options on Access. You can either ask Access to choose it for you based on where your classes are, or you can choose your own location. And again, more information available on our website. Next slide, please. So that's a bit all for me. This is our main website where you can find links to all of our other services, algonquincollege.com/campus services. And this is our main inbox, and I will personally answer you there if you have any questions. And as a reminder, if you need support, I am doing an Instagram live tomorrow with the main Algonquin College account, and a lot of this information will be repeated there if you want to tune in for that. We do also have support for course materials, getting your textbooks, outside connections, the campus store on AC Day 1 from 10 to 2, as well as support for print from 10 to 2 in Student Commons. So thank you and good luck this semester. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. Okay, everyone, next up we have Liz from the Students Association.
Thanks, Sam. Welcome, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. Like Sam said, my name is Liz. I'm a marketing officer at the Students Association. So today I'm going to fill you in on all the services that we have to offer. Next slide. Our mission is to create an environment that inspires a passion for student success. We're here to help you guys with anything you might need. Next slide. Here at the SA, we have an elected board of directors made up of full-time students that serve as your voice to the college administration. The board of directors regularly connects with students on campus to learn all about their wants and needs during their time at Algonquin College. Next slide. So on this page, you'll find your board of directors for 2022 to 2023. This board is made up of 3 directors, Bhavya, Pooja, Marwa, as well as President Daniel and Vice President Gwyn. Next slide. The SA puts on a number of events throughout the year, from large-scale concerts and carnivals to smaller trivia nights. So keep an eye on our social channels to stay up to date on all of our upcoming events. Next slide. The Jack Doyle Athletics and Recreation Center is our brand new building on the Ottawa campus. This facility has so many great features, such as a rec and varsity gym, circuit and free weight training areas, group fitness classes, accessible machinery, a climbing and bouldering wall, a discovery track, as well as the Wolves Den restaurant and games room that includes pool tables, a golf simulator, and 10-pin bowling. So students who are fee-paying members of the SA have full access to the ARC facilities for free. All you have to do is complete and submit your one-time waiver. We also offer varsity sports such as men's and women's basketball, soccer, volleyball, and rugby. If you're interested in playing for one of these teams, you can find the coach's information on our website and contact them directly. We also offer intramural sports, which are non-competitive sports that you can play against other students. We offer sports like ball hockey, indoor soccer, basketball, volleyball, and badminton. Next slide. So we have great food and drink services on the Ottawa campus. The Wolves Den is a restaurant located inside the ARC. Aside from fresh house-made menu items, the Wolves Den also features the games room. Once again, don't forget to sign your waiver to use any of the ARC amenities, including the games room. This is where you can reserve the pool tables, the golf simulator, and the 10-pin bowling. We also own and operate a Starbucks on campus located in the student commons. So if you're looking for an energy boost before or after class, head over there. The observatory will be reopening this January. It is an excellent place to join your classmates for lunch between classes or attend a student event like pub trivia. And all SA food locations accept the student meal plan. So that is key. Next slide. So a great way to get involved on campus is becoming a class representative. Class reps are students from each program that bring academic concerns forward to our board of directors. You can also elevate your student experience with clubs and communities. This is a place where all students are welcome and you can find your passion or bring one to life right here on campus. So you can stop by the club space to hang out with friends, make new ones, play games, and more. Next slide. We offer a number of different services here on campus. The Food Cupboard is a discreet and confidential support service that provides students who are experiencing financial difficulty with food and other basic necessities. We also offer online housing ads for any students looking for a place to live off campus. We oversee the health and dental plan for all full-time domestic students. This plan covers dental care, prescription care, vision care, has mental health support, and more. Plan details can be found in full online at algonquinsa.com. Funding can be provided for students looking to host graduation parties or to bring in guest speakers. And in addition to this, we also have a number of different meeting and silent study rooms on campus that you can reserve. Next slide. The Algonquin Commons Theatre is our 800-person theater located on the Ottawa campus. The theater hosts a number of different types of shows, from musicals, comedians, concerts, and even dance shows. Some past acts include Nelly, Machine Gun Kelly, Simple Plan, and more. Next slide. The Pembroke campus has a fitness zone and a 2-story rock climbing wall, as well as a gymnasium offering the same intramural sports as Ottawa. The landing is our licensed lounge on campus that is also used as an event space. Next slide. This is the Perth campus. It has a fitness center with similar services offered on the Ottawa campus. Next slide. If you're looking for a part-time job, why not work right here on campus? We are hiring and we offer flexible work hours around your class schedule. You can apply to any current opportunities on our website at algonquinsa.com. Next slide. So make sure to follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter to get the fastest info about Algonquin SA events, updates, job opportunities, and more. Next slide. And if you are on Perth or Pembroke's campus, be sure to follow their campus-specific accounts. Next slide. And that's it. Thanks so much for your time and best of luck.
Okay, thank you so much, Liz. So next up, we'll have Melissa from Academic Success.
Thanks, Sam. So hi, everyone. My name is Melissa, and I work with the academic success team here at Algonquin. So today I'm just going to go over a few people in place to help support your academic success here. Next slide, please. So we have here at Algonquin something called the Academic Circle of Care, and this will help outline who it is that you should be contacting to help support you during your studies at Algonquin. Each role has a focus on the types of questions they can answer, so I'm just going to go through some of them really quickly now. Okay, next slide. All right, so that's just a quick overview, and we'll go next slide again. All right, so your program coordinator is a faculty member in your program, and they can help with any program-related questions. So if you drop a course and you need to understand how that might impact your program moving forward, they'd be the best person to connect with to start that conversation. They can answer specific questions about your program, and they can also help with give guidance on understanding your program progression, including prerequisites, which essentially means a course that you need to take before you're able to take another course. And we'll go next slide. Next is your student success specialist, and they're here to help identify other services that might be useful to you and help connect you with them. So if you're thinking, as well as you're thinking about withdrawing from your program after the first 2 weeks that you've been in your program, or you're facing some challenges to your studies, you'd want to reach out to your student success specialist to discuss some options. They can give you referrals to different services for further help, and they can also discuss other notable situations that it might be impacting your studies. We'll go next slide. Next, we have your academic advisor. So they're usually a faculty member that are within your program, and they're a subject matter expert in your field. So they can help with deciding on academic goals and then making a plan to achieve those goals and discussing your options after graduation, or if you have questions about a career in the field. And next slide. And then lastly, we have the student integration officers, and they can help with a variety of questions and refer you to the right department when you're really not sure where to turn. You can drop by our office in room C037, which is also where the same level as where the registrar's and financial aid office is located, and ITS. And student integration officers can help you get answers to your questions when you really don't know where to go or who to ask. If you're thinking about changing into a new program, or if you want to find out which service to access depending on what your needs are. And next slide. So on Brightspace recently, you may have noticed a course called the AC Cafe. Now, this is something that you can self-enroll into and to access lots of information and different activities that will help you prepare for the start of classes. And it lets you play around in a course in Brightspace before classes actually get started. So next slide. The different modules address a variety of topics. So this is just an overview of all the different modules that are in the AC Cafe currently. So this includes topics like technology specific to Algonquin, how to read your timetable, and navigating the Ottawa campus. And next slide. Lastly, I'm just going to talk quickly about program orientation. So program orientation is a great opportunity to meet with your program faculty and other classmates. So specifically the ones that I've talked about in this session. So your academic advisor, your program coordinator, your student success specialist. Lots of great information is shared during orientation, specifically about your program, as well as ways to access other services. So check out the orientation website, which will get posted in the chat there, for updates on when and where your orientation session will occur. Most are going to take place on January 9th, and you will receive an email from your program coordinator with the specific details as to where and when and how to access your program orientation. So like I said, it's a great opportunity to meet your professors, and if you have any questions specific to your program, this is a great opportunity to ask. All right, and that is it for me. Thank you very much, everyone, and we're looking forward to welcoming you back to campus welcoming you to campus on January 9th.
Okay, thank you so much, Melissa. Next up, we have Stephen from Experiential Learning and Innovation.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Sam. As Sam mentioned, my name is Stephen Gagne from Experiential Learning and Innovation, which is a big name for 4 different departments. We're going to talk about co-op, employment, applied research, and innovation and entrepreneurship. Next slide, please. So we'll start with applied research, innovation, and entrepreneurship, which is 2 departments thrown into one here. Applied research and innovation entrepreneurship are kind of unique in the college in that we give students a way to do things that enrich their education, but aren't necessarily going to be done within the classroom. Some of it will, but some of it won't. For example, what that might look like is a research assistant position. There are a lot of businesses and government organizations here in the National Capital Region and abroad that work with the college to do research, advance new ideas, bring new things to market. And we love to work with students with broad skill sets from across many different programs to make those research projects happen. Some of those are going to be done in class, but some of them are done as paid positions outside of that as well. Some of those are going to be starting up soon. So if that is something you're interested in, I will share a link in the chat when I'm done talking about where you might find that. Some of you might also be thinking about starting your own businesses. There's a lot of business students in the chat today. We do have services available for that to help you build your own business, whether that is finding out if your idea works or wondering how you can take things to the next level. We'd be happy to help with that. My favorite place in the whole campus is the Makerspace, which is just underneath the library. And through the Makerspace, we have access to things like 3D printing, laser cutters, VR equipment. If you have a curiosity, a passion, want to explore something, that is the place to go. Many of your programs will involve working with a client project or working on a big project. And Reaction, which is our end of semester showcase, is a chance for students to show what that work looks like. We have a really big one coming up in April, where if you are not already in one of these programs or want to see what's coming up maybe in a future program, come see the awesome work done by our students. And then finally, if a big commitment seems sort of out of your way, we do workshops, which are small 1-hour sessions on a variety of topics from coding to creativity to business launching. There'll be a whole bunch of those coming up this semester. And then finally, in the design and creativity world, a lot of software gets to be really expensive and hard to use. We have access to a whole bunch of that, and we'd be happy to walk you through it. Next slide, please. Co-op. Many of you are in co-op programs. Something like 2/3 of the programs in the college have access to co-op. And through co-op, you will get a number of different things. One of the biggest ones is academic experience. Not only will you be learning things in class, but you're going to go out in the real world, do some real work, and get credit for doing it. All of our co-op positions are paid. So you do get paid to essentially further your education. They are full-time work, and they are directly related to your program of study. And many of our co-op students, a lot of them do get hired. I, in fact, was a co-op student in this position many, many years ago. I'm still here. My manager was also a co-op student. So many of us do end up staying in those positions. And that leads to what hopefully becomes a lifelong career for people. Next slide, please. And finally, when you're getting close to graduating, or if you even have graduated for about 6 months, you will have access to our Employment Support Center. Finding a job isn't always easy, and knowing where to go to look for a job isn't always easy. And then even when you find one, how writing the right resume, interviewing, these are all skills that can be rather challenging. We have a center entirely dedicated to helping you with that. Whether that is looking over your resume, helping you tweak it, giving you a practice interview session where you can ask somebody, give me some tough questions. I want to practice before it matters. There are a ton of these services available to you throughout the college. We can also help coach in the career search and help you find places you might be looking for. One of the biggest services we offer, and something that might seem trivial, but is really a big deal now, is really looking at your LinkedIn profile, honing that profile, making it as good as it possibly can be. All of these services are available to you. And again, when I'm done talking, I'll put a bunch of links in the chat where you can find them. Next slide, please. And that's it for me.
Okay, thank you so much, Stephen. We are now going to hear from Sue Hodgins from the International Education Center.
So good morning and welcome to everyone that's here attending this morning. As she mentioned, my name is Sue Hodgins and I'm one of 5 international student advisors working in the International Education Center here in Student Central. If you haven't done so already, please follow us on social media. We have our website. We also have Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Next slide, please. So I'm just going to briefly go through some of the support services that we offer to international students. It will be brief. As many of you know, later this afternoon, we're hoping to see lots of our new international students at our international student orientation that will be held virtually today from 1 to 3 p.m. And if you're unable to attend that, we do have a second session on Thursday between 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. We will be talking specifically in regards to study permits, visas, all of the important information to get you up and running for your classes, which will be starting next Monday. Along with that, we will also can guide you on if you need study permit extensions or any questions in related to your IRCC documents. If you're possibly looking at changing your program and transferring to a new program, we can guide you in that process as well. Many of you might also have used our arrival services process, so you might be familiar with that as well. Next slide, please. So we offer support services as well. We partner with many of the student services that are here at this session this morning. So if you're struggling academically, we can support you with peer tutoring at the beginning of each semester. If you want to be matched with peer tutoring support, we will support you with that. We also run an international peer mentorship program, which is matching upper level international students with new incoming international students. We have a full range of an events calendar, so I would strongly suggest you to check out our events calendar if you haven't done that already, because we have many, many events, especially at the beginning of the semester, that we run to help our international students get up and running for classes starting next week, along with workshops throughout the semester in regards to job search skills, financial literacy. We're running social insurance clinics on campus. So if you're a new incoming international student and you require your social insurance number, Service Canada will be here on campus starting next week. Next week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So we strongly suggest that you come and visit them here on campus, which will be a lot faster than actually going to the Service Canada office downtown. You'd have a long wait, at least probably 3 hours. Along with that, Canada Revenue Agency, we partner with them, and we will be loading our confirmed dates for the next session. If you need academic advising or you need to meet with one of our international student advisors, please book a meeting with one of our ISAs. You can use the QR code there. We can give you guidance and advice as I mentioned, in regards to anything as related to your study permit, work visas, TRVs, how taking a break in your studies or your program progression, if there's a change, how that will affect your IRCC documents. If you have questions in regards to your co-op work permit, or any questions related to postgraduate work permit, we will be running sessions throughout the year. So again, just check out our events calendar for all the great sessions that we run for international students. Next slide, please. So as I mentioned, peer tutoring. So if you find within the first couple of weeks when you start your classes, it's better to reach out early if you're struggling. Don't wait until the semesters here are very, very short. So don't wait until the end of the semester. Within the first 2 or 3 weeks, if you're struggling in your classes, please reach out to part of your student success team. As they mentioned earlier, Melissa mentioned you have your student success specialist, or you can reach out to us so that we can get you on the right track to help you be successful in your studies. Next slide. So if you haven't already done so, I would strongly suggest you download the ISENT app. This is a great one-stop shop app that we have created for our international students on your smartphone. So there's lots of services there directly from your phone that you can access. We send out push notifications on events that we're hosting, or reminders if the college is going to be closed, or if we need to get a hold of you quickly because there's been a change. So please, if you haven't done that, download that ISENT app, and we will talk a little bit more in detail in that at the orientation this afternoon. Next slide, please. So again, these are the orientation sessions that I mentioned we're running concurrently today and tomorrow. Also, if we have some students that are new to our English for Academic Purpose program, there will be an in-person orientation on Friday. So just make sure for academic students, you register for either today or tomorrow. A reminder to also attend your programmatory orientation, which will be held on Monday starting AC Day 1. Next slide. GuardMe Insurance. So with the GuardMe Insurance, all international students that are registered full-time will be automatically registered into the GuardMe Insurance. This was done at the beginning of the week because, as you know, our office was closed during the holidays. Please check your AC Live email, because within the next week, you will be receiving an email to your AC Live email from GuardMe. And inside that email, you will have a digital card, which will be your health insurance coverage for the duration of your time while you're here. Your health insurance should be valid starting January 1st until August 31st. If you're continuing your studies on into September, you would receive a new insurance card. It'll have your policy number. Again, we will have a representative from GuardMe this afternoon on the orientation, so we will talk more in detail. A reminder that this is a health coverage plan, not a dental plan. So if you need to purchase dental insurance, you could purchase that potentially through our Students Association. Next slide, please. And also in your Brightspace, we have created another course. You probably have already received push notifications or email from our office in regards to the course called Succeed in Canada. So it is another great resource tool for our international students with lots and lots of valuable information to help you be successful as your journey here starts in Canada. And maybe some of you in the future will also make Canada your home. So next slide. And the events and activities. So as I mentioned, through ISENT, you'll get push notifications in regards to our events and activities. We've got the events calendar. Please follow us on social media. And perhaps if you have not already, we're also running a welcome back lunch on Friday. I know space is limited because there are 3 sessions. Most of them are almost full. But if you'd like to join us, we'd love to see you on Friday at that event. And I believe that is the last slide. Yes, so thank you and welcome again to all our students.
Okay, thank you so much, Sue. Last but not least, we have Joanne from Health Services.
Hello, good morning, everybody. Welcome to Algonquin College. As Samantha said, my name is Joanne and I'm a registered nurse at Algonquin College Health Services. The college itself has 3 locations for health services in Ottawa, Pembroke, and in Perth, and I'll speak specifically about the Ottawa campus. But if you are a student at the Perth or Pembroke campus, you're encouraged to contact their local office or you can be seen in Ottawa. So health services, next slide, please. Health Services is a full-service medical clinic located in room C141, building C on the Ottawa campus. And we're open Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The best way to visit our clinic is by seeing us in person. You can also utilize our website, and I'll post that in the chat afterwards. You'll need to register as a patient initially before you're able to be seen in our clinic. Next slide, please. This is a brief campus map, and you'll see by the red hand where building C is in relation to the rest of the campus. So we're directly inside the main doors in building C. Next slide, please. Health Services is a fantastic medical clinic that will service all of your healthcare needs while you're a student at Algonquin College. We do see some urgent care and can refer out if needed or send you to the hospital if required. Our physicians are family practice providers who do all general health appointments, STI testing, early prenatal care, mental health care, and all other healthcare needs. It's a fantastic service for students, and you're encouraged to utilize us while you're away from home or while you're a student still living in Ottawa. We do medical lab work, so we do blood work, urine testing, etc. Our physicians are able to do mental health assessments and referrals out. And overall, it's just a fantastic service, as I said. Please, next slide. Along with the general health appointments, we see students who are international students utilizing their GuardMe Insurance and OHIP registered students or other Canadian students with their health cards. You'll meet with a doctor or a nurse, depending on what it is that your concern is. We also do immunizations for program preparedness. So you're encouraged to contact us as soon as possible if you're a student requiring vaccinations for program placements. We see students all day, every day for vaccinations, and we can help you get started. So please register as a patient as soon as possible if you are in a program requiring immunization updates. Next slide, please. Our appointments with physicians are offered virtually on a very limited basis to OHIP registered students only, or OHIP covered students only, and otherwise all other appointments are in person with a nurse or a physician. And we ask that when you arrive for appointments, you come at least 15 minutes early. You do require to do a COVID-19 screener at present, and there is a no-show fee of $30 for all missed physician appointments. Our appointments do fill up very quickly, and we are an in-demand service. Next slide, please. One of the other additional services that Health Services offers is health promotion. Our health promotion clerk is Elizabeth, and along with Elizabeth, she has student health promoters who run fantastic events and smaller activities regarding the various pillars of health. Next slide, please. There are 6 pillars of health that health promotion will constantly help to enrich your life with, and that is general health, fitness and nutrition, mental health, sexual health, substance use and harm reduction, and sleep hygiene. For resources and peer support to improve your own mental and physical wellness, you're encouraged to visit the Student Health and Wellness Center on the 3rd floor of the E-building, where you can meet with Elizabeth and our student health promoters. Next slide, please. As you'll see here, you can contact us in Health Services in room C141, and additionally, the health promo on the 3rd floor of the E-building. I will post our website in the chat, and please come visit us. We are here to help you, and we wish you the best of luck on your Algonquin College journey.
Okay, thank you so much, Joanne. So folks, that's all the time that we have for sharing of knowledge from our college experts, but we are going to go over a couple of questions that were posted into the Q&A tab. So I've got a list of questions here. So the first question is, and I believe this one is for the registrar's office or academic success. It is the timetable supposed to show the time in classroom numbers?
I can go ahead and tackle that one, or maybe Ashley, do you want to?
Yeah. So yeah, your timetable will show like your classroom, the number, the room number as well. I'd say probably the only time it wouldn't is if you're like a strictly online student, like full-time online student or part-time online student, just because everything would be online. But yes, you should definitely see that. So if you're not, maybe just come into the registrar's office and we can take a look at it with you.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks, Ashley. And then I guess this question kind of leads into that one. So what is the meaning of standard and hybrid mode, and how will we attend classes in this mode?
I will attempt to tackle that one.
Thanks, Melissa.
Standard, if I recall correctly, a standard is referred to as in class, correct? And then hybrid would be, and there's a component that's in class, but also a component that's online, which is determined by the professor.
Yep, that's it.
I don't want you to have to answer every question, Ashley.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, folks. Okay, so the next question we've received is, I want to do some changes to my timetable, but it's showing there are no approved programs. But it's really urgent and I need to change it. How would I go about doing so?
Yeah, so if you're not able to use the drop add transfer function, you also have to be registered before you're able to use that function. So maybe check that first. But if you can't, just contact the program coordinator. Through email is best, and then just let them know the change that you'd like to make, and they'll try and accommodate if they can.
Okay, wonderful. Thanks, Ashley. And Melissa, I'm going to throw this question back to you. It's about program coordinator. How do you know who your program coordinator is? And how do you contact
yes,
them?
that is a great question. So if they haven't emailed you yet with regards to inviting you to program orientation, the best way to find their contact info, and I'll plug that link into the chat once I get it, is through our website. We have every program coordinator listed. You just have to search filter by your program, and it'll have their contact info listed right on the website. So I will just find that for you, and I will pop it into the chat.
Okay, wonderful. And folks, if you have any program specific questions, you just reach out to your program coordinator and they can help you. So Melissa's going to share that link in the chat now if you don't know who they are, and you can search and find them through there and contact them. Okay, folks, we have a couple more questions here. So I believe this one is from Megan from Campus Services. So where can I find my course materials and required textbooks?
Yeah, for sure. So through the Campus Store website, a software called Booklist will show you specifically what you need for your class, and it will also show you what's available. So for example, it may say you can have this in digital or print, depending on what's available. And then it may also say recommended or required. Recommended, it just really depends how frequently the professor will reference it. So if it says recommended, maybe just ask your teacher how much they plan to use it and then make a decision that way. But if it's required, of course, we encourage people to purchase their course materials. So for Booklist, you need your AC username and password, the same that's found on Access. It's the same login as your Brightspace and email. You'll need that to log in through the Campus Store website. And then you can view all your course materials there and add to cart directly online, or you can come visit us and shop in store. We also have click and collect, curbside pickup. There's multiple different options, and we ship internationally. And then that's for Ottawa, Perth, and Pembroke. And then for students who are AC online, there's a search by course function on the website where you would input the course codes from your timetable to see what your course materials are. I hope that answers the question. We do also have support on AC Day 1 for course materials if you need help from 10 to 2 outside the store.
Awesome. Thanks, Megan. I have another question for you, Meg, if you don't mind. So a student asked, is there any discounts on food on campus if you have your student card?
Yeah, so if you purchase a campus meal plan, which goes on your student card, you are eligible for up to 5%. Depending on the location, but it does save you up to 5%. And that's with a campus meal plan. So just having the student card alone will not get you the discount, but the campus meal plans work on a declining balance. So let's say you add $100 and decline throughout the year, and then you can save that way. Super easy and convenient. And you can also top up at any time, either through kiosks on campus or online. I'll put some information about meal plans in the chat as well. Yeah, thanks.
Okay, thanks, Meg. Okay, folks, I think we have time for one more question here, and this one is for ITS, so Isha. How do I get into the Brightspace?
So for Brightspace, you need your network account credentials. As I said, you can get your network account credentials from Access. To log into Access, you need your student number and your password, which you created. And once you have your network account credentials, you can go to brightspace.algonquincollege.com, enter your Algonquin email and your network password, and you'll be able to log into Brightspace.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you, Isha.
Thank you.
Okay, folks, so I know that was a ton of information and very quick. So we were recording this webinar. If you would like to watch it, you can go to algonquincollege.com / AC Hub on demand, I believe, or we'll share that in the link. We'll share that link in the chat now for you to access. So just check it out there. But we just want to say thank you so much for joining us today. We are so excited to have you at Algonquin this coming semester. And please make sure, if you haven't already done so, to register for AC Day 1, which is coming up on Monday, January 9th. So this coming Monday, we have a ton of amazing programming scheduled for you then, and we are so excited about it. So please make sure to register for it if you haven't already done so. And also, we have a online prep to do before the first day of the semester, and you can do that at algonquincollege.com/orientation. So make sure you do your online prep before AC Day 1, which is Monday, January 9th. Again, thank you so much to all of our college experts and to all of you for joining us today. We are so excited to have you, and we can't wait to see you this coming Monday, the first day of the semester. So have a great rest of your day, everyone, and we will see you on Monday. Bye, everyone. Thank you.